Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make Minecraft thumbnails or just thumbnails in general for your Minecraft videos. So in general, the first few things you're going to need are, alright, so this is one way you can make thumbnails. Another way I used to make thumbnails was the ways you used to see in my old videos, like when I outlined the character and I had the blurred, ultra blurred background with like the overlays, like the overlay borders. And there are many tutorials, and I might leave a link in the description down below. So the apps you're gonna need is Procreate. You're gonna need Procreate, Fonto, Pixart, and Nomad, and of course Minecraft, right? You might need Skin Seed only cause like it has a bunch of skins. Alright, now you want to go over to this website called Blockbench. It's a free website. You don't need to pay, right? You no need to pay, and I'm gonna show you guys how to make models and how to make your 3D character. What you do is you come over here to Minecraft Skin, you click create new model, you select layer texture, and something you want to do for different model, you would add your skin, right? You add your skin, click your skin model or whatever it is, and then you have your skin model. Make sure it says like PNG, and depending on your skin you could select player wide or like player slim, and then it'll pop up something Bedrock or Java, so it's a difference in like shoulder height. But once that happens, click confirm. Okay, so once you're in here, you guys are going to want to go over to pose, and you're going to want to select normal stance, like it's right here underlined in blue, and then right there you're going to go to file, convert project, don't create a copy as a generic model, and click confirm. Alright, now you're here, now you have your thing saved. Now you can turn on all of the layers with the closed eyes. You gotta click all the closed eye ones, okay? Next, once you have all your closed eyes, you can rename your skin model. Look, let me double tap it. You might need to double tap. Okay, file name, like let's say Ice Fox Video. So this is gonna be my like test name, right? You guys are able to click file once more, export GLTF model, disable export animations, and click confirm. And if it says Ice Fox Vid GLTF text, you guys are able to click download. Okay, next you guys want to head over to your files, and then you're going to see it up here. So a quick tip is that if this doesn't show up, like when you rename it text download, you go back into Blockbench and download it again. Now you just rename it and delete everything else and make sure it says just GLTF, no dots and anything. Leave the same name, and then you click done. Use GLTF. Wait a bit, it's gonna reload. It reloaded as IceFoxVid GLTF. Then you click it and open Nomad. Okay, so once you open Nomad, this is where you get into all the nitty gritty, right? So you have your skin here. It looks really complicated, but I promise you it gets really easy. There's only a few key components. So the first thing you're gonna do is on the right side, click Gizmo, go to these 3 squares, click it, click group, unselect the group. Once you have the Gizmo open, you're able to go here and choose all your settings. So I use snap, and I always use like 5 to 10% or 5 to 10 degrees, only cause it makes it so you can be more precise in the Minecraft position or any changes you want to do. The first thing we're going to want to do is add light. We're going to add a light source. So we click the light button up there, and then we go down here to add light. Click add light. You can add many light sources in this, which I find really cool, and especially because it's on mobile iOS. I'm pretty sure it's on Android. I have to go back. So you could aim the light source by moving this green dot. This green dot is what is facing. You can move it, but you're gonna have to readjust like your screen just to like get it to where you want it, like because it's like a 2D surface, but it's moving in 3D and like 4D format. So you're gonna have to move it where you want. Nothing really special. You see light, blah 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 blah. Now you're gonna want to go to intensity, knock it up a little bit, like let's say 3. Like I normally do 2.5 or 4, but I'll go 3, not 30, 3, because if you see 30, yeah, you're cooked, buddy. Like you're in the sun. Now you can add colors to it. Like you can add a little color. The white light gives it this like meeting look, like you're in like a room. But normally I'd go with whatever color it is. I'd like add a little orange tint to it, just a little bit. Now what we want to do is we're going to want to move its body, right? Select on the right, you could click any one of these pieces, so we can move it up, down, left, right, as you can see. So since I'm gonna move it up because he's gonna be leaning down a little bit. So look, we're gonna have him up here. We're gonna make his arms, right? So we unselect. Let's make his body first. Let's move his body. See, there are some small adjustments I'd like to add, and that's some things you guys want to add to your character as well to give it that more of like a Minecraft fun animation vibe. Now that you guys have all of your movements decided, you're going to deselect your character and you could add post-processing. So you click that you click this camera like thing, right, with the square like lines in it, camera, and then you allow post-processing. This is what gives your character all of like that that emphasis, all the extra like details and like HDR effects, right? Next, on post-processing, you have the curvature, and yeah, everything else is really just rendering. So you could look at the Pixart. That is it for post-processing. So now that you have that, now that you have your character, you want to add like a background. So like whatever thumbnail background you have, just like I've used this before, and the blue doesn't really go with it. So you always want to use a thumbnail like background, something that like really colorful and goes with your skin. Okay, so after choosing a better background, you can adjust your character however you want it to look in this background. Be sure not to select anything. Just know that your background should be the width of YouTube's so adjust your character however you want it to look in your thumbnail. Be sure to make the size and make sure you want it to be out the way of like timestamps. So I like to put my character, let's say like right here. So once you have this, you're going to want to click image, the file button. You're going to click the file button, go down to project, make sure things you want to have on, like you ignore everything else. Make sure you click transparent background because you're only exporting the character, and click 1080. Then after that, you just export PNG. Once you export the PNG, you want to go save it to your photos by clicking the upload button. And yeah, then we're gonna move on to the next. Once you do that, you're gonna want to head to Procreate. You want to make sure you add a new canvas. So you want to make sure you click this, right? Your width to be 1080 by 920, right? And then everything else you could probably say leave the same. So you create it, and then it'll keep your thing at YouTube length. And what you're gonna do is click this tool button, and you're going to insert your background for your thumbnail. Alright, this is the background I used. It's thumbnail pictures from Spark Sky server. This is just a random one that I thought looked kind of well with the thing, with my skin I'm using. So what you're gonna do is add another image, which is your skin, right? You're gonna add your Minecraft skin, and you're gonna make sure it's gonna be in the area you saved it, so it's gonna be there. So normally I duplicate my skin a few times. I gotta duplicate it twice because I add a few things. But first, you're gonna stay on this layer 1. You're gonna go to this magic wand tool, and you're gonna click curves. Curves is like the brightness. So as you can see, it has its original colors and how it's seen in the picture. But you could include, you could darken, raise, lower the brightness to make your character stand out. Normally I'd leave colors alone, just change only specific colors to make it pop out however I want. So mainly with the characters, look, let's do it with the skin because we have the first layer hidden. Now that we have our character in place and our background adjusted with all the colors, our second layer of our character, this one is going to be the layer that we add as our shadow. So we let's duplicate it. This layer, you go to hue, saturation, and brightness, and boom it all the way up. It's going to be all white. You can't see anything, right? So now you go to your main layer, click this mouse tool, you can move it slightly left, right to give it that white outer cartoon shadow. This is what I use on most of my thumbnails now to give that pop out, because I can't really add borders or strokes over characters unless you're in Pixart or another software. But if you guys know how to do it on here, you guys can teach me. So I'm gonna add it right there above it. And this layer right here, this layer is a layer I would either duplicate and just make this all the way dark so you can't see it. But this is gonna be our shadow. So you go click Gaussian blur and you extend it. You can make it really wide, really small. Shadow blur is really small. Sometimes you won't even see it. It's really small just to give it that dark and singular effect. Next, something that's really major is like an inner glow. Like right now our character looks really boring, and you can add an inner glow by many ways. So you could go here to this wand, no, to this thing. Alright, so you go to this tool, this is S, automatic, you select just the background. You just select the background, nothing selected. Turn off color fill, just by the way, make sure, just follow what I'm doing. You click the background, right? And you have this blue. So next, what you're gonna do is click feather, and then you're gonna feather the amount of inner glow you want your character to have. I'm gonna make it a bit smaller, like 7%. 8, let's do 8%, and then you want to make sure you click copy. If it didn't work, you want to click it again, and then it'll say new layer in your thing. So now you have this layer of your inner glow. So here for a layer, I'd normally duplicate it if I don't want to have any other changes and hide it. So if here, you want to go here, like we did with our curves, we want to adjust our curves, and boom, this thumbnail just looks 10 times or a million times better. Look at that, just perfect. Make our curves really bright. We don't have to make it that bright, but you make it however bright you want. Now that we have our colors organized, we're gonna want to take this, and then you could delete this one. And if you want it double stacked, you can just give that specific glow. But for this thumbnail, we're not, so we're gonna have it exited. And just to test it, you could go here, hue and saturation, and change the saturation of it. See how bright you want it to be, how dark you want it to be. Normally I turn the saturation all to max, and I'd only change the hue slightly. Remember the base is 50%, so if you want to change it, like make your glow a little red, you could change the saturation back to 50 and just change the colors however you see fit to your thumbnail. Honestly, it looks perfect 50, but I will change the saturation up just like to 60%. Okay, now you have that. There are ways you could change your sky, but since this thumbnail doesn't have it, you don't need to change your sky. Something's missing, is just that shadow under our player. Oh my god, I can't speak for anything. So now look, so we don't really need this. Like if you want to add it, you can, but we don't really need it. So if you want to have it still, change the opacity like really low just to give that extra glow. But you can see the difference, honestly. Like, is it really that big a difference? No. So we're gonna leave that gone. Next, you don't want to use a paintbrush, but you want to use this. You want to click Eclipse, Color Fill. Make sure your color is black or like any dark color in any hue. And then once you choose that, you make a new layer. You want to make a new layer. I make my layer right here, and in that layer, you want to make your you want to go here to your ellipse and make your cylinder or your circle. So if that's your shadow, you can make it bigger or larger by undoing it, but then you want to change this opacity to like what, 50%, 70%. So now you have that. You guys want to have, you know, your own different type of outer borders and stuff like that. Before you do the borders, you guys want to group all of your characters, so like even the shadow, so you know this is what you have. So first you're going to want to make sure you have everything. We're not using this, so we're going to make sure you select this. We're gonna merge all of these down. Now all of these are one group. We can hide that group and we can move them all at once. So you click select and all of that will be moved at once. So now I'm gonna show you guys how to add borders and text. For borders, I use this YouTuber's pack called Torque's GFX pack V3. I got it. It's a really old what do you call it, graphic pack, but it has lots of colorful borders. That there are like many to choose from just red colors like to gradient outflows to just outer shadows. But the main ones I use are this is just a white stroke, so we're gonna save this, that, and just like just a dark like gradient outside our thumbnail. Alright, next, now that you have all of your border options to your like whatever you want, you want to click this icon and just add a photo. Wait, before you do that, you want to make sure your layers are perfect. So go here, I click the background layer so it adds above it. You click insert photo and insert whatever border photo you want. Thumbnail, I added this random blue color like border. you guys could change like wherever you get them from, but you could also add like your own effects to them. Like honestly, you could blur out a border, so you could give it this blur effect. So you could also add curves to your whatever color you want. So like you add it like really bright. See, when it's really bright, it looks really good. I'm not gonna lie, really bright, because then you can have your own like you can make it an overlay, but you also have some blue to it. So that's really good. But now I'm gonna show you guys how to add text. Now for text, you guys want to have this app named Fonto. This Fonto app, I really like it a lot because you can save presets for whatever text or like style you've added for your like thumbnails. And yeah, you can add fonts and stuff to it. So as you can see, I've used this app for years. If you guys know the OG Icefox, y'all know how long I've been making thumbnails and like just things in general. So y'all could see the the amount of evolution I've been through is actually insane. I like these thumbnails. So I normally use this as like my thing, and you could go here to save, like view your things, and click this upload button to save project, which would save in this app. So you would want to, let's say you have no text, so you want to click to add text, and you could just type whatever, and it wouldn't pop out on Minecraft font, it'll pop out whatever. You would have to add fonts, right? So let's say this video is called thumbnail, and we're going to add another word, and it's going to be called tutorial. So you can change the size, tilt it, can move it. I guess you can move it like side to side, which you don't really need to do. You can curve it, which is really useful, like either way. You could like 3D it. 3D'ing it honestly looks really cool, but you gotta, when you 3D thumbnails, you gotta make it look right. You don't want to make it look weird. So like, look, as you can see, 3D'ing that wouldn't look that cool. So if I actually, why not? I'm gonna 3D it just a little bit, but it's gonna go the other way. So it's gonna be small on the X side. Yeah, it's gonna be bigger on the Y side, right? It's gonna look like that too. It's gonna like fall back just a little bit. Alright, but now that you have your text, type something like random. So we're gonna type thumbnail. Like I said, you want to add your fonts. So there's many font sites that you could go to, and some font sites, normally I used to use YouTube videos, but one font site is called thefont.com. That font site has lots of fonts, many popular ones. And another great way to get fonts is also just joining like communities, like Discord servers, because many YouTubers or content creators leave thumbnails for you to just find and like use. So I'm not a gatekeeper, so guess what? You can see all the fonts. So I use the Minions, Squirk, Minecraft Inner PE, Minecraft Italic, etc, etc. Oh, look at that, it says subscribe. I think that means you guys should subscribe, eh? Yeah, subscribe. Okay, anyway, once you have your thumbnail or like whatever word you have, you're gonna want to add effects to this, because a white whole word does not look cool. So I'm gonna click style. You want to go to here, you have many options. You want to add your shadows. So normally when I add shadows, I turn alpha all the way up and click a color that stands out. So we'll use red, and then you could change its opacity, like its opacity. Normally I change its opacity like against 60 or like 59, only because I could change the color to black, and when you duplicate it, like I'm gonna show you later, you see it a lot. So we're gonna use this, changes like area to 0, low key, that looks kind of fire. So we could use that. We'll use like, let's use even numbers, so 40, 60, 40, 0. Okay, so we're gonna make it black, and then we're gonna click done. Now we go back to style, we click color. So our color right now is like just white, right? We don't want to add white. Like if you look at our thumbnail, would really a white text fit there? Like it doesn't seem right. So for a thumbnail tutorial, like what goes with that? Pink, orange. Like if you think, you could test it out by just adding different PNG photos, but for this one, you could save your own like color patterns and change like by clicking character like how your gradient folds. You could do like sideways, you could do up to the right, you could do literally just separately, you could do just that. Honestly, it's up to you. You guys could be creative and do whatever you want, but for me, I like doing it going down. So image PNG, and then you're done with using Fonto. Next app you're going to need is Pixart. Pixart is where you add all your word effects and character effects. Once you open Pixart, you're going to see a bamboozle of all these random images. I just recommend skipping that and just clicking the plus sign. Choose whatever image you want. So right now we're going to click thumbnail and open your picture. So it's PNG because you saved your image as PNG. You better have. So you're going to click effects, go through simple. Like you guys can see all the free ones, like plus, you only need the free one. Like you can see a bunch of these colors, artistic, magic, but yeah. Normally the ones I use is HDR, so you go through all of these and you'd probably find it somewhere. Oh, effects. So you click HDR. HDR gives you that like outer glow. So you want to change its blur to whatever you want. Change its sharpness to whatever you want. Normally I keep its sharpness like a minimum. Saturation, change that blue. I normally like it when it's normal saturation for dark blues, but we're gonna keep it like that. Its fade is like how much you want to keep the effect in. Normally keep it all the way. Saturation, again, keep it low. Blur, it's all up to you. Make it like really thin, but then our sharpness has to go like up. Then you do the exact same thing for the rest of the words. Once you're done, you want to open back Procreate to see your amazing thumbnail work of art. And you're going to add, well, make sure you see whatever layer you're selected on. You're going to click add, click this tool, insert a photo, and insert your tutorial and new thumbnail images. So now that you have your words, you can position them in any way you want by like, let's see what it looks like. After changing your settings, you're going to want to duplicate both of those text layers. You're going to see the shadows get darker, but trust. So we're going to have this. And yeah, so since you have that, you're going to want to click the bottom layer of whatever one and move it down. Now you do layering effects. So now this is when you group these together, close your groups so you can see what your groups are. And now you'd move one group over the other. Thumbnail tutorial. Ain't that crazy? That's your thumbnail. But then you can add like stickers and stuff to make it look, better. This is my tutorial how you guys can make Minecraft thumbnails or just thumbnails tutorials, so you can use the methods in this video for other stuff. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'm sorry I didn't post anything like on time, basically like where everyone else posts, but I'm gonna post when I can throughout the week. And yeah, be sure to join my Discord server. Shout out to Mick Mantis for creating it. It took some hard work from him and some collaborating, but we did it. So you guys be sure to join that. Link in the description, and I'll be sure to link down some like videos, like other tutorials to stuff that will help you make your thumbnails. Thank you guys for watching. Ice is out.